Hi, my name is Alex Springer,
And I'm Patrick Evans.
and we are representing R2 Units Incorporated, and this is just a quick summary of our business plan. So, before we get too far in, our mission statement at R2 Units is that we strive to sell top-of-the-line products that meet the needs of our customers. And while who are our customers? Our products are geared toward those within niche markets, so that have specialties. Executive summary, just real quick. I'm Alex again, and I'm kind of the leader and overseer of the whole project. And then I also head up marketing. Patrick here is head of accounting and finance. Casey has been kind of a jack of all trades, but her title is under human resource. Levi was doing sales and manufacturing, and then Justin is doing the business analytics. So before we go farther into how we've done, our product, we've actually had 3 products. We dropped IG88. We tried to make it for engineers, and in a laptop form, didn't work. So we made IG89, which essentially was the same computer, just in a desktop, and it did really well. Our Skywalker has stayed really well. It's a laptop for our travelers, and that's worked really well. Demand growth, it has continued to go up as we invest more. Obviously, we've been seeing better and better results. We also pulled out funding from our first quarter that we set aside and was able to just invest it, and so that did really well. As you can see, our web center demand is pretty high compared to most, but actually our in-store is still higher than that. As we go into Paris, we'll kind of see how that goes, because we might expand web centers too.
So for our finance, we ran into some trouble at the beginning in quarter 1 because we put some of our excess money into a CD and ended up needing to withdraw some money. So we took approximately a $30,000 loan from a loan shark. And then after that, we took out a loan of $1 million in this last quarter to expand on our factory operations capacity, and then some R&D as well. And right now, our balance scorecard was showing a pretty strong total performance of 6.358. And then for our market performance, we, like we said, had the failed laptop in quarter 2, showing decent sales because of our traveler doing kind of well. And when we changed it to a desktop, our quarter 3 results showed us taking quite a bit of the market share back, which was approximately 50% of the market share. And then to move on to our strengths and weaknesses, our balance card showed us that our strengths were total performance, financial performance, wealth, and manufacturing productivity. And our company risks or weaknesses were investment in the future and financial risk. For the investment of the future, we've worked on R&D to help our company grow better, and we're also expanding, so we're hoping that that changes as well, and it isn't a risk anymore. So for our problems and opportunities of the upcoming year, we're hoping to be able to use our research and development to gain some profit, and we used it to purchase the ultra-fast processor to help our Mercedes brand, and then the fast networking, which we're hoping will help our traveler and as well as our Mercedes, but we're actually hoping that we can lease it out to some of the people doing Workhorse too, because that's a very high thing that the customers would like.
So next we're doing strategy for the next year. So how to make all that translate and go forward. Marketing goals, we almost tripled our budget in marketing. It was something that we're kind of weak in the first couple sections of this project in, so we kind of dumped a lot of resources into that. Like he said, the only other aspect that we kind of did towards marketing is that we wanted to go ahead and get that ultra-fast processor and fast networking for the reasons he listed. This is just kind of an overview of our last section. showing that the Mercedes is the big one that changed for us because our first product did not do well there. It was actually that Advantage Tech that had over 75% of that market, and then we turned around, made a new product, and took 55% of it. So we did really well there, and our Traveler has stayed pretty consistent, which is pretty funny because we didn't put a whole lot of resources into that in the beginning. So worked out pretty good. Next is Sales Channel.
All right, so this is showing all of our different units that we had with the IG88, the Skywalker, and the IG89. It's just showing that we had a total sales of 1,097 for a total gross profit margin of 1.4 mil. And then we're going to break it down into the sales office, showing that 514 of those units were sold there for a $900,000 gross profit margin. And then our web sales shows that we had 383 units sold for over $600,000. And so going to our human resources, showing how we take care of our salespeople and factory workers, we have a slightly above average in everything for salespeople, except for vacation. We have a little bit less than that, but we give them a pretty generous health benefit and pension. And then for our factory workers, we do the same thing. We have quite a bit above the average. We're $2,000 over the average salary with really good health benefits, and we give our workers at the factory a little bit better vacation because they're doing physical labor and they probably need that. And then going into our manufacturing, this is showing our operating capacity utilization, and it shows that we have zero excess capacity, which we are trying to, we purchase the extra space so that we can have more units made. And this is showing the production costs per unit that we have for the current brands that we're carrying. Mm-hmm. And to move on to our financials, in future, we're not looking to get any extra financing from anybody. We currently have that $1 million that we took in Q4, but we did that because we thought that would help us expand our capacity, and we were able to afford all of our research and development that from the $4 million from our common stock that we were given. And so we don't plan on taking any more debt to make our top-of-the-line products.
All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and plow through the balance sheet. This is just kind of summarizing what he just talked about. But on this sheet, the highlight is that, like he said, we're not trying to pull out many loans if we can because our sales have been doing really good. Our profits are obviously doing pretty good, so we've been able to just invest that and do well. For this next section, it's just shown that we invested heavily in marketing. We plan to continue to do that. And then we invested in manufacturing capacity, especially if we move from Paris over to China, that'll even go bigger. But right now, this is set up just for if we stay in Paris. Next is, this is just highlighting that we invested in the R&D, and we'll see how it pays out. If it does well, we can keep doing that. If it doesn't, we'll stick our funds somewhere else in the future. Last is cash flows. This is just kind of reflecting, essentially we're seeing if all our investments are paying out. Is the marketing that we dump money into actually going to turn a better profit? Predicting wise, it's supposed to, but we'll see how it goes. Lastly, this is just kind of showing that we want to maximize using our income and avoid loans. We had the opportunity to take $4 million. We only took $1 million. That's very strategic. We want to try to keep as light as we can on loans. Even though it means we don't have as much money to just dump into certain things, we have a lower risk, and we kind of like that at this point. Last thing, just to sum it up, with our tactical plan for the upcoming quarter, we're going to continue to target Mercedes and Travelers. We have already started up everything in Paris. We plan to increase employee pay and benefits slowly, to keep productivity high. We feel like this will kind of keep them going in that sense. We're continuing to increase marketing. As long as that shows a payout, we'll just keep increasing that. And then we'll continue to purchase more R&D for the same reasons as our investment in marketing. If it pays out, we'll keep doing it. So that was essentially our quick little business plan. Thank you.